All right. This example is a little bit more involved simply because the number of terms increases. But again, the complexity or the difficulty of ideas remain the same. First thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to simply write my first polynomial without the brackets. It's really quite mindless work, but I have to pay attention to make sure that I've done it correctly. Yep. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to simply distribute my addition once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. This is going to get some fun. So I'm going to add the term negative 4b squared. And then I'm going to add the term right here plus 3ba, or ab, pardon me. And then I'm going to go to the next term. So remember, distribute. You have to distribute that addition to every term of the second polynomial. Plus 6b. And then plus negative 5a. Now this is not hard. It's just not fun. Just kidding. It's always fun. There we are. So here's my first step, and I color-coded the second part just to sort of differentiate what's going on with each of the term, making sure I didn't miss anything. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to rewrite the polynomial addition, but I'm still not going to do everything. I'm just going to clean up the positive and negative signs of my second polynomial. So if I add negative 4b, same as subtracting, sorry. If I add negative 4b squared, it's the same as subtracting 4b squared. And then add 3ab, and then I'm going to add 6b, and then adding negative 5b is same as subtracting, 5a, same as subtracting 5a, and then I'm going to add 5a squared. Right, so those two are going to be the same. So far, so good. I think right about now is where I'm going to start collecting like terms. And sometimes people underline them there. Here. So I'm just going to use different colors now. I'm going to look for every other term with a. Oh, here is one with a, negative 5a. And until you're used to it, you may want to employ multiple colors. So negative 3b, so I look other terms with b's to the power of 1. There's another term. I'm running out of color though now, so maybe I'll switch to orange. So negative 7ab, so I'll look for another term with ab. Last but not least, what I'm going to do is underline 3b squared, or positive 3b squared. I'm going to look for a like term, and that's negative 4b squared. So hopefully within, definitely not what I wanted to do. Within each group, if you notice here, pardon me, you notice here and here, the exponents match up. So every color, they're like terms. So now I'm just going to organize this, just grouping like terms. So remember, one thought per line. If you are doing more than that, you are in serious risk of making an error. So I'm going to pick every term that is a squared. And then I'm going to group all the terms that have AB in them. So negative 7AB. I'm going to look for my other one, my other orange underlined, and that was 3AB. And then I'm going to take a look at my other degree 2, which is b squared. So I'm going to move on to 3b squared. Yeah, I'm going to look for another b squared. Where are you, b squared? Oh, minus 4b squared. Now, if you notice, I've sort of run into a problem of accounting. So I'm just going to maybe It's starting to get very confusing which ones I have used already. So I'm just going to maybe cross them out. And what will be revealed are the ones that I haven't taken care of yet. So now I recognize that I should probably take care of anything with a to the power of 1. So that's plus a, and then minus 5a. So I've taken care of that, and I've taken care of that. Last but not least, I believe last but not least, is this notion of negative 3b. So I'm going to write negative 3b and positive 6b. Now, that was big, mean, and nasty. There's a lot of terms. I had to copy 10 of them down correctly. And between you and I, this is going to be error-prone. So you have to be sure that you're using one thought per line. Because if you don't, you're going to miss stuff. Anyways, 2a squared plus 5a squared is 7a squared. Minus 3ab plus, minus 7ab plus 3ab is minus 4ab. Just doesn't like that one. Now I'm going to move on to positive 3b squared minus 4ab, and that is going to be negative b squared. 3 minus 4 is negative 1b squared. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, kind of getting frustrated with it moving on me, but I'm going to move on to this term right here. So that's 1a minus 5a, that's minus 4a. Now, minus 3b, that's a b, minus 3b plus 6b, well, I'm going to change that, or I'm going to simplify that to plus 3b. And there's my polynomial. So hopefully you've learned, like, it's sort of accounting and keeping things in the right order. It's organization, organization, organization with polynomials. That, and it's one thought per line. Really super important. One thought per line. Because one thought per line, you may think that you're pretty clever, and maybe you are, and you can do it all in one line. However, you have to take the person who is looking at your work on the same journey that's going on in your mind. In other words, you need to show the person who's marking it what you're thinking and what your thoughts are. Moving on. I'm going to add these two together. So at minus 5, I think we've done. I'm going to distribute that twice, plus 3t minus 2. So far, so good. So you notice I didn't add negative 2. I just said, hey, subtract 2. I'm going to group the like terms like I always have done. There it is. So 8t plus 3t is 11t. Negative 5 minus 2 is negative 7. So there's my addition of polynomials. Now, I'm going to take the next step. If t is equal to 3, identify the value of the expression. So here, remember that t is a variable. We could let t represent many, 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 many different things. Here in b, I'm just saying, well, t is no longer a variable. If I have 11t minus 7 and t is equal to 3, so instead of writing t, I'm going to write 3. And if I take a look at t is equal to 3, another way of saying this is t is 3. What is 3? T. T is 3. So now let me just work on this. It's order of operations now. 11 times 3 is 33. Minus 7. 33 minus 7. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to think about it like this. 33 minus 3 minus 4. So break up into that 7 into a negative 3 and negative 4. So I know that's 30. 30 minus 4 is 26.